Recording. Start though.
Not a recording. I'm not used to those. I don't do
No.
that ever.
It's not like we make, content for the internet to peep with their eyeballs to look at.
We don't do that.
As we get disgruntled over things that definitely matter, like video games and Kamen Rider.
Mostly Kamen Rider.
Mostly Kamen Rider. So, episode 30. It is the beginning of probably the final arc of the show.
I mean, we got after this like 17 episodes left.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it's coming to a close because it's still 17 episodes. Like, still a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
But Aruto, I guess we can call this Aruto Strikes Back. I don't fucking know. All what I know.
Yeah. So like, yeah.
So okay, you need to go shut up your dog first of all.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
You might want to put him outside.
All right, let's see if that worked. Maybe he'll shut up now.
Hopefully.
Hello.
Okay, so we start kind of where the last episode left off. Guy is the president of the company, and we see that he has basically, he's obtained all of Hiden's assets, but mainly the ones that matter, like Izu and the 01 driver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, big old cut, but, don't worry about it. And Izu's been shut down, and the 01... He just has the 01 driver. Guy probably looks at it and goes, yes, I'm so good. I'm so much better than that pathetic man-baby child. All twirling.
And Naruto's been going around picking up fucked up human gears.
Because Guy has basically released a statement like, I now own Hiden, and because of the popular vote, I have decided we are going to destroy all Humagears. All Humagears, wipe them clean. They're all gonna die. All gonna die.
And that is now Ames' purpose. And Ames is also now using Raid Risers.
Yes. I'm gonna call them the Trilobite fuckboys because they use I think what looked like Trilobite keys as they turn into raiders. And we see Aruto collects a Humagear and goes to meet Jin to talk with him because I don't think they have the same goals because Jin wants to liberate Humagears while Aruto wants Humagears and people to live together like pals do good
Yeah.
Humagears were made to help people achieve their dream. That's what has been said many and many a times. And Aruto's like, Jin, dude, listen, we got the same goals. Well, he doesn't really specifically say we need to work together, but they have a really nice heart-to-heart. And we see how Jin is
about
changed.
Humagears and their thoughts.
Yeah. And we see how Jin has changed, and he's like, back then I thought using them, I wanted Humagears to be my friends, but now I see that I just want to liberate them because he had a twisted idea of friendship and all that. And then Ames shows up because they're like, we got 2 Humagears here and we gotta wipe them out. And we get Bork Bork. Oh man, that dog must be excited over some Humagears. Well, now you have a puppy.
I do have Pup.
Aww. So, Ames shows up, the Raid Brigade. Man, I'm all over alliteration today.
Yeah, also Aruto talks about his dad, so if you didn't see the movie, this is your chance to hear about him.
I mean, we kind of get a little bit more about him. The movie, the winter movie kind of went into it way more. We're just going to have to be in the dark on that until they release the Blu-ray, because we live in America.
Yup.
So, the Raiders show up, and Jin transforms into Flaming Falcon and, fights them off real cool style. And then Fua shows up and is like, "Yo, Yua, how you been working on that whole question I gave you? You know, trying to find your purpose and all that." And this is the one Fua scene, but that's fine because it is an Aruto episode, and Aruto does stand out in this
And it's
episode.
a good Fua scene.
It is a good. Well, I mean, it's a Fua scene following what happened last episode. He asked the same question.
Yeah.
And Yua's still like, "I'm not a tool."
This was my choice.
I don't get it. I don't understand how the writers think that makes her look like less of a tool. I hope they realize how hypocritical that looks. Like they're doing it on purpose.
I think that's the point. Yeah.
I hope it is. I mean, I don't know. It may come off differently here in America than it does in Japan.
Anyway, after that, we see that Izu and the 01 driver fucking disappeared.
Yeah.
Also, the vice president and his aide are like
Sucking up the guy.
assholes now or something.
Well, they're not. They're the same.
Sucking up the guy.
We can't. Okay, we see them for like a grand total of a minute, just going like, "Wow, guy, you're super cool. Wow." They're being suck ups because they want to keep their position. You know.
Yeah.
Same thing they said last episode. They're gonna ride this out with the company. You know, which I guess shows some form of dedication. They're like, "Hey, bruh. Wow, guy, you're super cool. You really are 24 years old. You aren't 45. Wow, guy, you're super cool."
Yeah.
Yes, they opened the hidden laboratory or whatever the I guess Aruto's cool R&D room. I don't know. Izu and the 01 driver are just straight up disappear. And cut to next scene where Jin shows up at Aruto's warehouse and is like.
Oh, also he calls and tells Yua to delete all the human.
Yeah, he's like, "You would delete all the human gear data." But more importantly, Jin shows up at Aruto's rinky-dink warehouse where he just has the human gear he found earlier in the episode and is like, "I'm gonna fix you up one day. You're gonna be big and strong." But he shows up with Izu and the briefcase holding the 01 driver. And he's like, "I don't know how you're gonna turn her back on." And he's like, "Oh, you silly Billy, I got these." And it's the Humagear progress keys that were made in episode 24. Which, by the way,
It's the data key.
That episode is back up now. That episode review. So if you want to, like, a quick refresher of how we thought about that episode, there you go.
Spoilers. We thought it was real good.
It was a real good episode. So Aruto, Jin shows up, and Aruto's like, "Man, thank you so much for doing this." And he's like, I did it because I wanted to, not because I want to help you." I'm like, listen,
Baka.
Yeah, Sundarajin. I don't know. That was a good combination of the word Jindare.
Sure.
I don't. I'm not gonna push for things. Don't worry about it. But after Aruto turns Izu back online, Jin uses his teleportation powers to take her to just a desolate wasteland because they gotta have a fight scene somewhere. You can't do it in a warehouse.
Yeah. gotta go to that abandoned.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can have it in a warehouse, but it has to be a big warehouse. This is a tiny warehouse.
Yeah. So they're there, and Jin's like, "Izu, choose your own path."
Choose your own path. And then Aruto shows up, because of course he also has teleportation powers, and goes, "Yeah, I agree." And Jin's like, "What?" Like, "Yeah. I don't want her to go back to Guy. That's what I want for all human gears. I want all human gears to choose their own path, choose their own dreams. Humans and human gears aren't different, except for the fact one of them's made in a factory. But don't worry about that. We're gonna brush past that."
Yeah, don't worry about that. Just
Robots! Robots!
semantics.
This is just semantics.
Yeah.
And then, thank God this show has, like, 10 times the forethought that David Cage does. Or else this show would really be a mess.
Yeah.
Don't you see?
Yeah,
Don't you see?
But then,
The human gear is like Martin Luther King. He is liberating the people, but trust me, this isn't like the Civil War at all. Or the Civil Rights Movement at all. I simply wanted to make a story.
look, humor gear in back of bus.
Oh, human gear, look, they stand at the back of the bus because they're robots. Stand at the back of the bus and feel but this isn't an allegory. No allegory here.
Yeah, let's stop hating David Cage for just a little bit, though. This
It's
isn't
hard,
about David Cage.
It's hard to avoid when it comes to this show, alright? It really is.
No, I mean, I feel you. I have friends that think David Cage did a good job on that game, and I'm like, no, he didn't.
The actors did a good job on that game. David Cage just was like, oh, it's art! Look at how much art this is! Now shoot the human...
I play David Cage games because they're all shit shows.
I know.
But they get less fun with everyone because they actually become less of a shit show consistently.
Mm.
The first David Cage game was the biggest shit show I've ever seen, and it was wonderful.
I know. Omicron is... Oh, Omicron. What is Omicron? You know what? We can talk about that later. But right now, Guy shows up and is like, hey, Aruto, give me back my shit. They're talking in the middle of this field, in the middle of this cornfield, and Guy shows up and he's like, hey, you stole company property. Give me it back. I want it back. And then he tells the Trilobite fuckboys to fire upon Aruto with their guns. Actual real guns. Aruto gets fucking shot.
They were firing it. And then Aruto jumped in the way.
Yeah. But don't worry, Aruto survived. Because he has a bullet vest made out of all the...
Wait. Don't say... yeah. Because then, like, he's like, don't worry, like... Because guys like, it doesn't matter what you do. All the data of human gears is about to be deleted off satellite Zaya. And then he gets the call on his wristwatch because he's a fucking tool. And...
What? How does him having a wristwatch make... He just has a Fitbit. That doesn't make him a tool. It's just that he just likes to work out.
I don't know, it reminds me of the fucking Apple iWatch, and I hate those things.
Oh, alright. He calls you on his Fitbit, and you was like, hey, there's no human gear data to be deleted. And he's like, wait, what? What are you talking about?
And Aruto shows his bulletproof vest made of human gear data.
Yeah, human gear data progress keys. And security guard Mamoru's data blocked the bullet for him. Which is pretty neat.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense, because Mamoru means protect, I think. That's what I picked up. I don't fucking know. At least I think it does.
Yeah.
I am making massive leaps in logic. Did you know I don't know what Japanese? I don't know how to Japanese. At all.
I don't either.
So don't assume.
Yeah. So yeah, and then he's got all the human gear data, and he tries to use the 01 driver. It does not work.
Yeah.
So he fights a guy fucking barehanded.
Yeah,
he
he pulls a Gentaro, and he's just like, if it ain't gonna work, then fine, and he just bare fists it. But we keep cutting back to Izu, and she isn't saying anything, but she's running the numbers, calculating the data, doing something just in time for Aruto to transform into 01. And as base suit 01, it makes no sense.
Schools on guy.
I know, it makes no sense in the quantities of the
like
power
he goes
levels
in the middle
of the
cluster
show.
hopper for the finisher. Yeah, he goes on middle cluster hopper for the finisher, but he schools on him in base form.
Yeah. Now, it was a pretty good fight scene. The only thing I would say is that it would have made it perfect if they used the vocal version of Find a New Life, but they used the instrumental version, so I'll live with it. But they really need to use that song more, because it's a bop.
It's good shit, yeah.
Also, if they could release the full version of it, I'd appreciate it. Thanks.
Yes, thank you, please. Please, Toei.
Please. It took you long enough to release the full version of Realize. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's Realize. That's how it's pronounced, but it's spelled Realize.
Yeah. Yeah, Realize. I think that's how you say it.
Because it's a word.
Anyway.
Isn't.
Fucking schools Auto, and he's like, how the fuck did you even do that? And he's like, I went through the entire process to register a new company with Aruto as the president.
Yeah, I made a new
satellites
company.
They are recognized.
Well, that
blackjack and hookers.
Yeah, I made my own company with blackjack and hookers. and then Guy is like, well, you still don't have access to the Humagears. And then Izu goes, well, actually, you don't know how a patent works.
Because the patent was not registered under the company. It was registered under a name. And the name now on the sheet is Aruto, because he inherited from his grandfather.
Get bent. It's a pretty satisfying defeat. And then we see the new company, Hiden Manufacturing, is now the new company instead of Hiden Intelligence. Cool, I guess. I don't know. But Aruto finishes off the episode with a good word pun, saying we're starting from zero, but we have now made step number 1. And Izu does her normal thing of like, what a superb wordplay of using the name 01. Naito!
Naito!
Yeah, this is good. It's a good episode.
Aruto's jokes have grown on me, and so is the phrase Aruto-chan Naito.
I think Aruto's jokes have honestly gotten better throughout the show. Because at first I hated them.
Yeah.
But now some of them have actually been kind of clever. But this one I think just explained what the name of the show means. I
don't know, maybe. Anyway, here we are, guys. End of episode 30. I enjoyed it.
What I'm excited for is that we are past the competition. This is the setup for what is probably the final arc of the show. And it's promising. That's what I appreciate. Because now Guy isn't, like, at least in this episode, he isn't frustrating in how he's doing things. Because how he's doing things makes sense. People don't want Humagears anymore. Well, my company is willing to get rid of all Humagears. And, hey man, if you just hand them over, we'll give you Zaya specs. That's pretty cool, right? Hey, I mean, I'd trade in, like... I'd trade in something for a free iPhone. Fuck.
Yeah.
So... Hey, at the end of the day... It wasn't as good as last episode, but that's because last episode was art. But this episode was good. I enjoyed it. Things are probably going to pick up, but this was a good starter. That's all I really got to say.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot as an opener to this, and I enjoyed seeing Base 01 beat ass, honestly.
I know. Now if only he turned in...
It's been a while.
Now if only he turned into Shining Hopper. Because I missed that.
It'll be okay, Parker.
I missed that suit. It was really good. And then they didn't do anything with it. Because Shining Assault Hopper is just better.
Yeah.
Any hoodly doodly.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed our discussion, subscribe. I got a full playlist of these if you haven't watched any. Go subscribe to Len.
I make videos sometimes. I'm working on one right now.
We both have Twitters. Follow those if you care. go watch our Bakugan Let's Play. And that's about it. It was a short one, but honestly, after making two like 30-minute, 40-minute long videos, I'm okay with that. Hope to see you guys in the next week when we talk about episode 31. Peace.
Yep.